You ever get the feeling that the hardest things you've been through somehow gave you a secret superpower? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're talking about how those tough times from your past can actually forge this incredible, powerful strength you have right now. Let's get into it. So let me ask you this. Think about a moment of total chaos. A sudden crisis at work, a family emergency, everything's going sideways. Have you ever noticed that you're the one who seems to slow down while everyone else is just spinning out? Yeah, that's not just some random quirk. It's something way, way deeper. It is a weird feeling, right? It's like the louder the noise gets around you, the quieter your own mind becomes. While other people are frozen in panic or just running in circles, you're the one seeing the next logical step. You're not cold, you're not emotionless, you're just focused. If that sounds like you, then you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, so what you're feeling, it actually has a name, and just understanding what it is can completely change how you look at your own past. So let's finally put a label on this quiet strength of yours. This right here, this just nails it. It's not about being fearless at all. It's about perspective. When you face some truly huge life-altering challenges, today's emergency just doesn't feel that big in comparison. You've basically developed a totally different scale for what a catastrophe really is. So here it is, the big idea. Your past struggles acted almost like a vaccine. Seriously, you got exposed to this really potent dose of stress. And because of that, your mind and body built up a kind of immunity. This comes from a real psychological concept, and it's a perfect example of what's called post-traumatic growth, where you don't just bounce back from something awful. You actually come out of it with brand new strengths. All right, let's break this down. This kind of strength, it shows up in some really distinct ways that honestly might seem a little weird to other people. So let's walk through 5 of the most common signs and see how many of these hit home for you. Okay, so the very first sign is probably the most obvious one, both to you and everyone around you. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see the world. You know what I mean. What someone else calls a complete 5-alarm fire, you just see as a Tuesday. A missed deadline, a tough client, a last-minute change of plans. To you, these are just problems that need solving, not reasons to hit the panic button. Your internal stress meter got calibrated by much, much bigger stuff, so the little things just don't set it off. And the second sign flows right from that last one, because the small stuff doesn't rattle you. Come on, when you've dealt with genuine life-and-death kind of crises, things like petty arguments and office gossip just seem so trivial. You can watch the drama unfold without ever getting sucked into it because you know your energy is better spent on things that actually matter. You've learned how to tell the difference between a real threat and just noise. And now for number 3. This one's less about how you react to the world and more about what's going on inside you. Now, this isn't arrogance. It's not an ego trip. It's this grounded, earned self-assurance. You've been put to the test before. And hey, you're still standing. So you know deep down in your bones that you have what it takes to survive because you already have. It's this quiet confidence that no matter how bad things get, you'll figure out a way through it. All right, number 4. This is where this whole thing starts to feel less like just being tough and more like having some kind of special intuition. Think about it. When you've had to navigate really high-stakes situations in your past, you learn to pay attention to everything. You end up developing this incredibly fine-tuned radar for social cues, for body language, for the real meaning behind what people are saying. It was a survival skill that has now turned into a powerful kind of intuition. And that brings us to the 5th and final sign, which really brings everything full circle. This is it. This is the moment where that inoculation really kicks in. While everyone else's system is getting flooded with adrenaline and panic, your mind goes into this state of hyperfocus. The world doesn't just slow down for you, it becomes crystal clear. You see the problem, you see the steps to fix it, and you just act. Okay, let's zoom in on that 4th sign for a minute, that ability to read people, because this skill is so huge, it's more than just a trait. It's basically a hidden superpower, and it deserves its own spotlight. We can call it high interpersonal sensitivity, and it's often the most powerful and most misunderstood side effect of stress inoculation. This really shows the huge gap between how people see you and what's actually going on. On the outside, they might think you're just quiet, maybe a little reserved, even distant. But inside, you're running this constant, high-speed analysis of everything. This incredible sensitivity was born out of a need to predict what people would do to stay safe. And now, you're the one sensing the tension in someone's voice, seeing the lie behind a smile, and feeling the real emotional vibe of a room. It's an absolutely incredible tool.
So, what does all this add up to? Well, it means it's time to completely reframe your personal story. It's time to stop seeing your past as a source of damage and start seeing it as the origin of your greatest strength.
I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? Every single challenge you fought through, every hardship you survived, that wasn't a setback. That was your training ground. That was what forged the calm, the resilience, the sharp perception you have today. It wasn't a flaw in your story, it was the entire plot. Just let that sink in for a second. The very experiences you were sure might shatter you have been completely repurposed. They've become the actual bedrock of your resilience. Those cracks, they just became the places where the strongest parts of you grew in. Your calm in a crisis is just one of your powers. So I want to leave you with this question. If your struggles trained you to be calm and perceptive, what other hidden superpowers might be there just waiting for you to discover them? Take a look back at your story, not with pain, but with curiosity. What else did you learn when you thought you were just trying to survive?